So find yourself a comfortable seated position. I like to sit kneeling. I often will sit on something. If you have a block or a cushion, pile of books, this can feel nice to sit on. And while we start to settle, I'm going to share a couple of thoughts with you about today's class and the movements that we're going to do. But first, bring yourself to stillness. Rest your palms face down on your legs. Draw your spine up tall. Feel the crown of your head, the very top point, reaching up towards the ceiling. Close your eyes. And bring that focus to this moment. Wherever your mind just was, can you bring it here? Can you bring it to now? Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Now today we're going to do a fair bit of work around the shoulders and the chest. The part of the body where we often feel fear and anger. It's also a part of the body where we often feel joy. And moving that part of the body can help ease some of those feelings. It's really fascinating how much we will physically manifest in our bodies things that we are feeling. So take a moment right now to check in with yourself as you're sitting there breathing with your eyes closed. Notice what feelings are surfacing. Are you feeling anxiety, fear, joy, love, gratitude, sadness? Notice what you're feeling. Give it a name. And notice where you feel it in your body. This act of surfacing our feelings and shedding a light of awareness on them, just that can help us ease them somewhat. Obviously, nothing changes externally, but internally we can change. Think of it in the same way as if you were talking to a therapist or your best friend and felt really listened to. Let this be a chance to listen to yourself and respond to however you're feeling with compassion. Let yourself feel that way. Let's exhale all of our air together. Take a long inhale through the nose. And let it go with a sigh. Really nice. And give me a smile. Feels really good to smile. If you're sitting on something, let's move that out of the way. And we're going to come to standing to start. So come to a standing position. Feel your weight really balanced on all parts of your feet. So lift the toes up, spread the toes up really wide. And then place it back down. Feel the weight on the ball of the foot, the heel, the pinky toe. Sitting up tall, or standing up tall rather. Let's do some motions with the neck. Let your head just drop down, chin to the chest. Roll ear towards one shoulder. And then come through the middle and roll to the other shoulder. And keep rolling back and forth. You might find you want to hang out at one side or the other, or you want to keep moving, see what feels good to you. And next time you come over to your left side, stay there. And really reach the right arm down towards the floor, like you're trying to reach your fingertips towards the ground while that ear comes down towards that left shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Let the chin come down through the middle, bring the ear to the opposite shoulder. And now that left hand, fingers are reaching towards the ground. Feeling that stretch all the way down the side of the neck. Come back through the middle, lift the head up, then let your head drop back, looking up towards the ceiling. And then roll shoulder to shoulder again, but this time through the back of the neck. And now start to make these full circles. So we're coming all the way around to the front and to the side, dropping the head back. And let's do that 3 times in one direction. Pausing maybe in those bits that get a little bit creaky, moving slower through those bits. And then let's go the other direction. This feels so good on the neck. Sometimes I feel like I could just do this for 10 minutes. One more circle. And let's meet in the middle, chin down. Take the hands, interlace the hands behind the back of the head. Round the elbows down, rounding forwards a little bit. Take an inhale. As you exhale, tilt back, spread the elbows wide, look up. Inhale as you round, bringing the elbows down. And exhale, lifting up. Inhale, coming down. And exhale, coming up. Release the arms. Just turn and look over your left shoulder. And come back towards me and look over your right shoulder. Come back towards me. Lift up onto your toes. Try and get your heels to touch and keep the heels touching. So feel a lot of engagement with the legs here. The quads are lifting up the kneecaps. Turn the palms so that they're facing forwards. Shoulders rolling down the back. And trying to stay balanced on your toes. Turn and look over one shoulder. Come back to the front. Look over the other shoulder. One more time, look over one shoulder. Come back to the front, look over the other shoulder, and lower the heels down. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of nerve stretching for the front of the body. This might be something that's a little bit unfamiliar to people. We're going to start by taking your right arm, reach it to the side, index finger is pointing diagonally down and behind you. Shoulder is really coming down. So this isn't happening. This is happening. So feel that, punch your shoulder up and then let it come down. That's where you want to be. Just this, you might be starting to feel a stretch. That arm is straight and you're tilting that index finger diagonally backwards and downwards. Now turn your head, look over the opposite shoulder and tilt your chin down towards that shoulder. You should be feeling a stretch that comes across the front of the shoulder, maybe up the side of the neck, maybe down the arm. Turn the head back towards me, and then again back over your shoulder. Come back towards me, release that arm and come to the other side. So arm reaching out, that index finger pointing diagonally down and behind you. And turn your head, look over the opposite shoulder, tilting the chin down. The more you're pressing that shoulder down, the more you will start to feel that nerve stretch. Can be a little bit of an odd sensation. Turning to face me. And then let's come back and look over that shoulder. Turning to face me, bringing the arms down. We're going to make some circles with our arms, warm up our shoulders. So let's start with that right arm. Thumb is pointing up and reach it up. As you twist, your palm will come the other direction at some point and scoop it around. It's like you're carving a giant circle to your side. So keep moving through this, making as large a circle as you can, and then start to speed it up. And then slowing it down, we come the other direction. Think of this as a front crawl move if you're a swimmer. Carving as big a circle as you can, speeding it up, and slowing it down, we come to the other side. We start with the thumb coming up, moving it around. We start slow, figuring out what the motion is that we can make here. And then start to speed it up. And coming the other direction. This is getting our shoulder joints to move through their full rotation, starting to get blood flowing around those joints and speeding it up. And relax. Let's shake the arms out, interlace the fingers, and we're going to make circles around the wrists. My wrists make creaky sounds when I do this. Now, here's the tricky part. Can you reverse direction? Make those circles the other way. And then just pay attention. Did you try to reverse direction and just end up going back the same way? That often happens. It can take a lot of concentration to do the unfamiliar way. Just go back and forth a couple of times, working out some of those creaks. Really nice. Release the arms down, shaking them out. Take an inhale, reach the hands up. Look towards your palms. As you exhale, hinge forward. Bend the knees a lot, reach down towards the ground. Let the head relax. Separate the feet to hips distance apart. Grab hold of opposite elbows and just let your head relax here. Take a long inhale, a long exhale. Feeling the backs of the legs start to ease out. Maybe a bit of a stretch in that low back. Release the elbows, hands come down, walk them forwards. Let's come to our all fours position. Spreading the fingers out wide as you inhale, arch, looking up. As you exhale, round, letting the head drop. Inhale, arch, look up. And exhale, round, tucking the tailbone, letting the head drop down. Keep moving through these cat-cows, synchronizing with your breath. And let's come to a neutral spine. Really nice. Take your right arm as you inhale, lift it up. You're looking towards that palm, feeling that twist in the spine. And as you exhale, reach that palm through. You're threading the needle, reaching the arm under. Inhale, reach it back up, look towards the palm. Exhale, threading the needle. Inhale, reach that right arm up, look up. And exhale, coming down, threading the needle. This time, stay down. You have the arm reaching through, drop that shoulder onto the ground, let the head drop down. And you're feeling a stretch across the shoulder blade. Really nice. One more breath here. Pressing the left hand into the ground as you inhale, reach up. And exhale, place that hand back down. We come to the other side. Inhale, reach that left arm up, looking up. Exhale, thread the needle. Try to keep that palm lifted up off the ground. We're not putting it down yet. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, coming through. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, reaching through. Now we drop that hand down, lowering that shoulder down to the ground. Maybe leaning into it a little bit. You want to feel a stretch across that shoulder blade. Let the head rest on the ground. One more breath here. On the next inhale, pressing the right hand into the ground, reaching that arm up. And exhale, lowering it back down. Really nice. Let's tuck the toes under. Hover the knees. Just going to stay here in this hovered position for a moment, pressing the palms into the ground, feeling the quads start to fire up, feeling the core start to fire up. We hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And press the legs back, coming into your downward dog. Good bend in the knees here, pedaling out the feet. Reaching one heel towards the ground and then the other. And then settling into that downward dog. Good bend in the knees so that you can press your shoulders through towards the thighs. Two more breaths here. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Look towards your hands, step the left leg forward, step the right leg forward. Inhale, come to a half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look towards the hands. And exhale, come back down. We'll do a few vinyasa flows to get the body warmed up and moving. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. Exhale, hinging forwards, coming to the ground. Inhale, half lift, hands on the shins. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step back to a plank position. Press the floor away. Feel the hips lifting so that you make a straight line with that spine. Lower knees, lower chest and chin, pulling through to your baby cobra. Pressing back through all fours, tuck the toes, and lift up to your downward dog. Look towards the hands, step the right foot forward, step the left foot forward. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. Exhale, bringing them back down through the middle. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinging forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step back to your plank. Option to lower knees, chest, and chin, or pressing forwards, lowering halfway. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. And exhale, back to downward dog. Looking towards your hands, step the left foot forward, step the right foot forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. Exhale, coming down through the middle. Bend the knees until your fingers are grazing the ground, and then try and keep the hips down as low as this. So keeping the hips at that height. Now reach the arms up. We come to our chair pose. See if you can see those toes. If your knees are blocking the toes, and send the knees back a little bit. One more breath here. As you exhale, straightening the legs, diving forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step back to a downward dog. Inhale the right leg up. As you exhale, curl the knee forwards. Step it through. Pivot the back heel down. Inhale, lifting the arms up. We come into a warrior two position. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step back to a plank. Lower through chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, back to downward dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, curl the knee forward, step it through, pivot the back heel down. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, coming forward, step back to your plank. Lowering through your vinyasa, whichever option you choose. And pressing back to downward dog. Let's stay in our downward dog. Now you always have an option to take whichever vinyasa flow you like. You can skip the flows and come straight back to your downward dog. Or child's pose is always an option at any point, sinking the hips down towards the heels, reaching the arms forwards in your child's pose. Now, those of you still in your downward dog, good work. Then in that downward dog, step the feet together so that they touch. Bend the knees a lot, look towards the hands. Step or hop towards the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. And exhale, bringing the hands down. Okay, my heart's starting to go, so hopefully you're starting to feel warmed up now. Let's take it a little bit more into the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back, interlace the hands behind your back, trying to get the palms to touch as much as possible, feeling that pull of the shoulder blades together behind your back. A little softness in the knees here. Take an inhale, look up. As you exhale, hinging forwards, reaching the arms up overhead. Stay here. Breathing into it. On the exhales, maybe you find you can Make your arms come forwards just a little bit more. Really good bend in the knees here. This isn't about the lower back. We want to keep a nice bend, maybe even supporting your chest on your thighs. On the next inhale, pulling yourself back up to standing. Release the palms. Butterfly the hands, thumbs grip. Inhale up, look up towards your hands, a little back bend. And exhale, bring the hands down through the middle. Really nice. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. Exhale, hinging forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands back, step back to a downward dog. Inhale, the right leg up. Exhale, curl the knee forward, step it all the way through. And step it towards the right side. If you have a mat, to the right edge of the mat. Now pivot that back heel down and come up to your warrior one position. Now in this warrior one position, I want you to have a good distance between the feet. So the front leg is towards the right side of the mat, and the back leg is towards the left side of the mat. Heel is down, and you're turning the hips so that they face forwards. So a way to help yourself do that, take that left arm, reach it out to the side, and then swing it so that it is facing directly forwards. That will bring your hips towards the front. Really nice. Interlace the hands behind the back. Take an inhale, lifting up through the chest. And as you exhale, hinging forwards, you're bringing your right shoulder inside of that right knee. It might be that you don't come down very far, that's fine. But the goal is to come to the inside of that knee, lifting the shoulders up as you fold forwards. One more breath here. On the next inhale, feeling yourself lift up. Release the hands, butterfly the fingers, lift up. As you exhale, pivot the back heel up. Place the hands back down. Left palm is on the ground. Inhale, reach that right arm up, looking towards the hand. Exhale, place it back down. Step back to a plank position. Lowering through your vinyasa, we'll meet back in our downward dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, curl the knee forwards and step it to the outside of the left hand, pivoting the back heel down as we lift up to our warrior one on the other side. So again, feeling that turning of the hips towards the front. If this feels really challenging for you, then you can instead come into a lunge position and just spin that back heel up. But if you're able to, you're working to try and keep that back heel down and just turning the hips towards the front. Good bend in that front knee, really nice. Rolling the shoulders back, interlace the other way. So whatever the uncomfortable, unfamiliar interlace is, do that one. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, we hinge forwards. Feeling the arms lift up behind our back, letting that left shoulder come in inside that knee. Release any tension in the neck, holding it out. You're not holding the neck up, you're letting it just drop down. Inhale, coming back up. Release the hands, butterfly the thumbs, reaching them up. Hinging forward, place the hands down. Step back to your plank position. Coming through your vinyasa, we'll meet back in our downward dog. And when we're back in that downward dog, taking 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. And 4. Last breath. And 5. Really nice. Step the feet together to touch. Bend the knees looking towards your hands. Step or jump towards the front. Inhale into a half lift. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. And exhale, bringing them back down. We'll stay standing here. Start to open up some of the other parts of the chest and the shoulder. Reach the arms out to either side. Flip the palms up as if you were trying to press walls away from you. I always like to think of this as like that scene in Star Wars, one of the original Star Wars ones. Luke and someone, Han Solo, one of them is stuck in that garbage compactor. So it's like you're trying to press the walls away. You're reaching the fingers back towards your face, pressing through the center of the palm and dropping the shoulders down. Spine is lifted. We're not arching here. Tailbone is slightly tucked under. One more breath here. And shake the arms out. Good job. Again, reach them out to the sides. Turn your attention to that right arm and rotate through the shoulder so the palm is now facing backwards. And bend that right arm, lifting it up your back so you're feeling the arm reach up the back. You take the left arm up, also turn it so the palm is facing backwards, bending at the elbow, and you're reaching to see if you can get your fingers to touch behind your back. Or if that's totally impossible, you have no idea how I could possibly be asking for that, you're just grabbing for your shirt, for some fabric, or just reaching up as high as you can. Now, wherever it is that you are, try and move that top arm, that tricep, a little bit behind the head, pointing the elbow straight up. Tucking the chin a little bit as if you were trying to give yourself a double chin and pressing the back of the head into the arm. Now, option to stay here, or if you want to progress this a little bit, as you inhale, a little arch, and as you exhale, bend the knees and hinge forwards, trying to keep hold of your hand. And inhale, coming back up. Good job, everyone. Release. Let's shake that out for a moment. Notice how different these two shoulders feel now. Come to the other side. The left arm reaches out. Rotate through the shoulders so the palm faces backwards. Then you're reaching that palm. Back of the palm comes up your back. The right arm reaches up. Palm faces backwards. Bend at the elbow. And see if you can reach for the opposite hands here. Now for me, I have a huge difference between my two sides here. Most people, right-handed people, which is most people, will feel a lot more challenge on the right hand behind their back than the left hand behind their back. So all of you now doing the left hand behind your back, you might find you have a little bit more movement here. You're pressing the back of the head into that tricep. With an inhale, arching. And as you exhale, hinging forward or staying upright. Good bend in the knees. Inhale, coming back up. Good job. And releasing, shaking out those arms. Really nice, everyone. Let's bring the feet together to touch. Bend the knees, let the fingers graze the floor. Try to stay down as low as this. Reach the arms up, coming into your chair pose, Utkatasana. Now in this chair pose, you're looking to have a fairly neutral spine and pelvis. So you don't want to be super rounded here. You're also not trying to back bend. So a straight spine, and you're reaching the arms up as high as you can next to your ears. You might find you need to get a little bit more forwards, but you're reaching up as much as you're able to here. Really nice. Bring the palms down to the center of the chest. Hinging forward and come over to the right side, hooking the elbow outside of that right knee, and then pressing the palms into each other as you come into a twist. Inhale, lifting the arms back up, and then standing straight. A little shake out of the legs before we do the other side. If you're feeling very warrior, you just keep holding that Utkatasana. Let's come back to our chair pose. Bring the hands down to the center of the chest. This time we come over to the left side, hooking that elbow outside the knee. Pressing the top palm into the bottom palm. looking up over your shoulder. And release, reaching the arms up, coming back to that chair pose. Just hold it for a few more seconds. Can you come a little bit lower? And then straightening the legs as you dive forwards. Really nice. Let the head release here. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step back to your downward dog. Inhale the right leg up. As you exhale, curl knee towards nose and just hold it here. Inhale, send the leg back up. As you exhale, curl the knee forward and hold it. You're rolling the shoulders over the hands. Inhale, send it back up. Exhale, curl the knee forward and then step it all the way through. Coming up onto your fingertips. With an inhale, we reach all the way up, coming up into our high lunge pose. Really nice. Take the right arm, wrap it underneath the left arm, bend at the elbows, and you're reaching for those opposite hands. So we're in a wrap here while we're in that lunge position. With an inhale, lift the elbows up higher, a little bit of a back bend. With an exhale, we start to hinge forwards over that front leg. Unwrap the arms, place them around that front foot. Step back to your plank and come through your vinyasa or come straight back to your downward dog, choosing your own adventure here. Inhale the left leg up. As you exhale, curl knee towards nose. Inhale the left leg up and curl the knee forwards. Inhale up and curl forwards, this time stepping it all the way through. Coming up onto your fingertips with an inhale, reaching the arms up. And now this time the left arm comes underneath the right. So when you're doing this, you're really reaching far across, feeling that stretch in the shoulder blades. Maybe give yourself a little hug, feel how much you can stretch. Then bending at the elbows and reaching for the opposite hand. With an inhale, lifting up. With an exhale, hinging forward. We're just holding this here, feeling the strength in that front leg. Unwrap the arms, bring them down to frame the front foot. Right hand presses into the ground. Inhale, lift the left arm up, looking towards the left hand. Bring that arm forward. Step back to your plank pose. Lower through your chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. And exhale back to downward dog. Let's all roll forwards to a plank pose. Drop the knees, untuck the toes. Sink your hips back to a child's pose. Reaching the arms forwards. Let's just take a little pause here, a moment to check in with your breathing. Slowing it down. Notice what you're feeling in your body right now. And then staying down in that child's pose, start to walk your hands towards the right side of your body, keeping the left hip down as you reach the hands and the arms to the side, as if you were reaching them towards 3 o'clock on the clock face. Feeling a stretch down the left side of the body. And especially seeing if you can reach that left arm, that left hand to touch the right hand. Coming back to the middle. And then coming over to the other side. Reaching for that 9 o'clock on the clock face.
Coming back to the middle. Pressing the palms into the ground, making this an active child's pose. Lifting the arms up so your forearms are not touching the ground. Hands are pressing into the floor. As you straighten your elbows out, biceps as close to your ears as possible. You should feel this in your shoulders. Then bending the elbows, pulling yourself through like a snake, and then coming back to the ground in your baby cobra. Really nice. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows are pointing back. With an inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, lift back up. This time, hover the palms. Extending long out of your spine. And exhale, lower back down. Extend the right arm out so it's perpendicular to the rest of your body. Hand is in line with your shoulder. Reach it out a little bit further. Take your left hand, press it into the ground, and roll yourself over, letting that back knee, that back foot come down. Head is resting on the ground. I'll show you from the other angle so that you can see what's happening here. So I'm pressed this way. As long as you're feeling this in your shoulder on the right side, you're doing it right. Yoga is all about knowing what is valuable for your body. It's not going to be the same every day. It's not going to be the same as the person you're practicing with, if you have someone you're practicing with. Coming back to the middle, switch arms, reaching the left palm out to the side, pressing it into the ground. Then pressing with the right hand, you roll over. Let that head drop down. You don't need to lift the head up. Let that back leg just rest on the floor here. If you have variations that you like to take, please feel free to take them. You might want to be bending that top leg and reaching for the foot. Take one more breath wherever you are. Then rolling forwards onto the front, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. This time, reach the hands behind you, interlacing, rolling the shoulders back. Walk the feet together to touch. With an inhale, lifting up, reaching the palms, the hands towards your feet, trying to keep those heels together. Reaching forwards. One more breath. As you exhale, turn one cheek to the ground, back to the palms on the ground. We'll do this 2 more times. Interlace the hands, maybe try that unfamiliar interlace. Feet together to touch, rolling the shoulders back. Inhale, lift everything up. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the hamstrings. Exhale, lower down, turn the other cheek to the ground. And last one, interlacing the hands, roll the shoulders back, feel the core engaging. Feet come to touch with an inhale, lifting up. Can you lift up just a little higher? Feeling the pelvis pressing into the ground. Lifting the hands up off of your body. And then lowering back down, turn whichever cheek to the ground, and just let your hips wobble a little bit from side to side. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes. Try to lift yourself straight up to a plank position. And then press back to your downward dog. Let's take 3 breaths in this downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. And 3. Really nice. Bending the knees, looking towards the palms. Step or jump towards the front of the mat. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, looking up. And exhale, bringing the hands down through the middle. Really nice. I'm going to do one more nerve type stretch from a standing position. I'm going to show you this one from the back. So you're rolling the shoulders backwards, feeling the hands reaching towards the ground. Palms are facing forwards. Focus on the ring fingers, the one next to the pinky finger. And you're really trying to reach the ring fingers down towards the ground. Now drop your chin down towards your chest. And roll the right ear towards the right shoulder, while really reaching the left ring finger towards the ground. Then roll to the other shoulder and reach the opposite finger towards the ground. You should be feeling a stretch down the traps here. The more you really actively pull the hands down while the head rolls over, the more you'll feel it. Go backwards and forwards a couple of times. If you feel like you want to stay in one bit for a while, stay there. And then coming through the middle, relax the arms, shake them out. Inhale, sweep the hands up, look up. Exhale, hinging forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back to your downward dog. I'm going to stay in this downward dog. Press the right hand into the ground. Lift that left palm up so you're in a three-legged downward dog. And you're reaching that left hand to somewhere on the back right leg. Maybe you're reaching up high. Maybe you come to the knee. If you can, you're reaching for the ankle. And then using that to twist yourself so that you're facing to the side. You're gazing up underneath that right armpit. And release, let the left hand come back down. Come to the other side, right hand lifts up. You're reaching it for that back leg and twisting under. And release, bringing both palms back down. Roll yourself forwards to a plank pose. Drop the right forearm down. Drop the left forearm down. Make sure that your shoulders are over those elbows. And we're holding this forearm plank. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips down, point the toes. Roll the chest open, pressing the pelvis into the ground, feeling the stretch in the front of the body. And then keeping the toes pointed, so the shoelace side of the foot stays pointing down. We're just going to lift the hips back up, coming back to a forearm plank, but with the toes pressed down. And lower back to your Sphinx pose, pulling forwards. We'll do that 5 more times. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, lowering back down. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lifting up. You've got one more. And we'll meet back in that Sphinx pose. Widen the arms out so that you're in a cactus position on the ground. Elbows are in line with your shoulders. And you have a 90-degree angle between the palm and that elbow. Similar to what we did earlier with the hand extended out, the arm extended out. The left arm presses into the ground. Right hand comes underneath the shoulder. And you're leaning yourself over to the side. Let the head rest down. This time with the arm in a cactus shape, you'll feel the stretch in a different part of the body. You're trying to press that armpit on the left side into the ground. You want to be feeling this in the front of the chest on the left side. Really nice. Let's take one more breath here. Then rolling forwards. Come to the other side. Right arm comes to the ground. Left hand presses you over. And coming back to the middle. Reach the arms behind you. We're going to do Urdhva Dhanurasana. Reaching back for the ankles, grabbing on the outsides of the ankles, thumbs on the same side as the fingers. Roll the shoulders back. With an inhale, you're lifting up the thighs, kicking the feet back. And that kick of the feet back will help to lift the chest up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. And turn one cheek to the ground. 2 more of these, bending the knees, reaching to grab hold of the ankles. With an inhale, lifting everything up. Holding it there, feeling your pelvis pressing into the ground, feeling the shoulders opening. And exhale, lower back down. Turning a cheek to the ground. This can really get the heart racing. That's okay, that's pretty normal. One more time, reaching back, grabbing hold of those ankles. With an inhale, lifting up, holding it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release, coming down. Bring the hands so they're underneath the shoulders. Press back to all fours. And then let the hips sink back down. We're coming back to that child's pose. In this child's pose, this time, lift yourself up for a moment so that you can take a look. Turn the palms so they're facing up. And feel that turn coming from the shoulder opening. So it's not from the elbow or the wrist, but the shoulder opens up. You press the back of the palm on the ground. Pinky fingers are touching. And you're trying to get as much of the back of the palm onto the ground as possible, letting your head rest down. Coming back up, turn the palms forward. Bend the elbows, pull yourself all the way through, slithering like a little snake. Place the forearms onto the ground, tuck the toes, lift the hips coming up into that forearm plank. Now you have a couple of options here. You can just stay in this forearm plank for as long as you can. Otherwise, start to walk the feet closer to your body. So it's like you're coming to a downward dog by your own forearms. And you're trying to get the feet as close to the body as possible. The goal ultimately to get the hips as much over the forearms as possible. This can feel really intense on the forearms. Go to a point that feels valuable for you. And then walking back out to that forearm plank. Let's do that 2 more times. Walking the feet forwards. And walking them out. 1 more time. Walking the feet forwards. Feeling the shoulders lifting up. You're lifting up out of the shoulders, pressing the forearms into the ground. Then come back to that forearm plank. And lower all the way down. Really nice. Bring the palms to either side of the chest. Wrap the elbows back. Inhale, pressing up. We're in a baby cobra, but a very high lifted baby cobra. Start to walk the palms forwards, trying to straighten out the hands, straighten out the arms, and really feeling a stretch in the front of the body, engaging the glutes here. Lowering back down, hands come underneath the shoulders, and press back to your child's pose. lifting up to all fours. Now the hips are going to stay exactly where they are, square, directly on top of the knees. What will move now is your hands. Walk the hands forwards. As the hands walk forwards, the chest starts to lower down towards the ground. And you feel a stretch in the shoulders and in that upper back. Now you might not be able to come down very far. This is called a puppy pose. Come to the point that feels valuable to you. And notice if you've let your hips sort of shift forwards, send them back so they're staying square above those knees. If you can, you're looking towards your hands. Really nice, slowly starting to walk the hands back underneath you. And then sit yourself back down onto your heels. Really good job, everyone. Come into the home stretch here. We're going to do a little bit of camel pose from here. So this one is not so familiar for you. I will just briefly show you what the end goal is for this pose. Not everyone will be coming so far. So if you come into the pose, you'll have a hand on each ankle and you're lifting the chest up. Now before we come into that, let's all sit up straight. Take the palms, place them on the sacrum, fingers pointing down the back, roll the shoulders back. And this might be enough for you. As you inhale, press the hips forwards. As you let yourself roll back and drop the head back behind you. Now, if you find that as you're dropping the head back, you can see the wall or the room behind you, then maybe you can start to reach one hand towards the heel, one hand towards the other heel. You have the toes tucked under. That makes the heels just a little bit more accessible for you, so you can give that a go too. Hold for 3 more breaths. Come out of it at any point. This one can feel very intense. You start to feel lightheaded, just come out of it. Really nice. And coming back out. Untuck the toes if they were tucked, and sitting back down. Really good job. We're going to come to a bit of a front of the thigh stretch. We haven't done that much with the thighs here, but we've been working a fair bit on the back. Tuck the left toes under, so not the left toes, the shoelace side of the left foot is tucked under. Sole of the right foot is against your thigh. Hands come to the ground behind you, fingers pointing forwards. Little tuck up of the tailbone to tuck that pelvis, then lowering down, coming to at every point you start to feel something valuable on the front of that left thigh. Some of you might find that you can come all the way down. If you are coming all the way down, and the nice thing about not being in a class right now, you have no one to prove anything to. It doesn't matter how far down you're going. Pay attention to your body. If you are coming all the way down, if you're having to arch a lot to come down, then lift up until the point at which you don't have to do that arching, and then just hold it there. Let's take one more breath here. And then on the inhale, lifting yourself up, and let's switch sides. So the shoelace side of that right foot coming down, sole of the left foot pressing against the thigh, fingertips come back. A little lift up, a tuck under, and we lower back down. Now you're going to stay there for a little bit. I'm just going to check on the time and see how close I am to being cut off. Okay. We have a couple of minutes left. On the next inhale, lifting yourself up, swinging the legs around. Have them separated pretty wide, just windshield wiper from side to side. And then reaching the palms forward, slowly lowering yourself down, feeling that core engage, lowering all the way down. Palms come down. Bending the knees
So the soles of the feet are on the ground and you can just about touch the backs of the heels. Press the palms into the ground. With an inhale, pressing the glutes up, lifting the hips up high. And exhale, lower back down. Do this 2 more times. Option to bring the hands by the ears and lift up into your wheel. With an inhale, pressing up to your bridge or your wheel. Lowering back down. 1 more time, lifting up into whichever one you're choosing. Really squeezing the glutes, see if you can lift up a little bit higher. And lowering back down, really nice. Take the right knee into the chest, just give it a hug. Switch sides, hug the left knee into the chest. And release. Separate the feet so they're really wide. Just let the knees knock in together. And come to a cactus shape with the arms. Elbows in line with the shoulders, trying to press the palms and the elbows into the ground. Feeling a little bit of a stretch across the chest. Releasing the arms, stepping the feet back together. Bend the knees, lift the shins up, the knees are straight over the hips. Let yourself rock onto the left side. Open up the arm, looking over that right shoulder. Coming back to the middle and twist over to the other side. And coming back to the middle, really nice. Now I'm going to switch to a new live stream. While I'm doing that, I want you to just grab hold of the knees and make little circles in one direction and then the other. So we're on our backs, we've got the knees hugged into the chest. Grab hold or reach for opposite elbows. Lift the head up towards the knees. And exhale, extending the legs long, max distance apart, letting the feet flop open. Palms reaching down and then to the sides facing up. And close your eyes. Let everything relax. Let everything be heavy. Feel the tension melting out of you. If there's parts of your body that you feel you want to give some extra attention to right now, bring your focus there. And as you inhale, imagine that you're sending that inhale to that part of the body, telling it to relax, telling it to let go. Check in on your face. Notice if you're holding some tension in your jaw. Can you relax the tongue? Separate the back teeth. Relax the forehead, the eyes. Begin to deepen your breathing. Take a long inhale. Let it go with a sigh. Wiggling your fingers and toes. Rolling yourself onto one side. And if you're feeling good and you just want to stay in this Shavasana, you just stay there as long as you want. You can tune me out. Likewise, if you're on your side now and you just want to stay there. Otherwise, you're pressing yourself up to a seated position. Palms facing up, backs of the hands resting on your legs, rolling the shoulders down and back, lifting the crown of the head. Closing the eyes. Taking a moment to give thanks to yourself for moving your body today. Taking a moment to notice your heart beating. Feel the chest. Bring your awareness to the heart, the chest, where we can feel joy. Feel that energy that you have there. Imagine sharing it, spreading it out as far and wide as you can. Let's exhale all of our air together. We'll just do one breath to close. Take a long inhale and hold it. And let it go with a sigh. Bring the palms together to the center of your chest. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.